This is the SS United States. The SS stands for steamship, and that's awfully hard to say with my lisp. The SS United States is destined to be the world's largest man-made reef early next year. In that video, you see her coming into port in Mobile, Alabama after a 2,000-mile trip from Philadelphia. Now, recently we lost our old dive boat, the Puddle Jumper, due to extensive transom rot. So we ended up going on Facebook Marketplace and buying this 30-foot aluminum plate hull. When we first got it, it had no engine, no electronics, not even a steering wheel. Being pure aluminum, we will never have to worry about rot or rust again. So it's been worth the 600 hours or so of restoration we put into it. We had just enough time to stop by the USS Alabama battleship and got this awesome picture before heading out to sea and meeting the United States. For all intents and purposes, this is the maiden voyage for our new little dive boat, which we have dubbed the Defiant. We did some sea trials and engine test runs and took it out a couple times prior, I'm not going to lie to you, but this is our first time really getting out there and reaching out away from the dock. It was a mad dash getting the Defiant ready to go out and meet the United States, but it was worth it because this is the last time we're going to see one of the great steamships with its full red and black color scheme and both its smokestacks intact. One of the reasons we built the Defiant is to use it as a maritime asset for our nonprofit volunteer search and rescue organization. Here you get to meet another one of our assets, a ground and air scent train tracking Belgian Malinois by the name of Jinx. She's got some work to do, but getting her out on the boat helps her to desensitize to these experiences. Once we got close, we were able to launch our drone from the back of the boat and start honing in on getting some awesome shots of the SS United States as it came into port here in Alabama. One of the reasons we went out to sea to get this footage was because out here we didn't have to worry about airspace or other drones. We could fly in an unimpeded airspace. The United States is over 990 feet long, making it 110 feet longer than the Titanic and 108 feet longer than the current man-made reef record holder, the USS Oriskany, the aircraft carrier sank off the coast of Destin. Now, the main problem with diving the Oriskany is that the deck is now at 150 feet deep after a couple of hurricanes have sank her down into the sand. And if we were to leave these smokestacks on the United States, we would have to sink her so deep that once these deteriorated away in a couple decades, that we'd not be able to reach the deck using recreational dive limits. We'd have to use tech diving or more dangerous forms of diving just to go see her. So in order to keep her more accessible to the public, we have to remove the smokestacks so we can sink her in a little bit shallower water. Luckily, the organization that bought her and is preparing her for sinking is also establishing a museum using a lot of the relics that we're able to take off of her before we put her in the water. You can already see that the main prop has been removed and is sitting on the back of the deck. That's make it a little easier to tow and also so that it's going to be easy to lift off and keep preserved for the ages. I, like many of you, would love to see this preserved as a museum ship or as a floating hotel or fully refinished into a cruise ship, but that's just not going to happen. She was built in 1950 and decommissioned just 19 years later in 1969 because fast travel across the Atlantic Ocean became very simple with jets and airplanes. No one wanted to spend 3 to 4 days on a ship when you could get there in 8 to 10 hours. Her furnishings were sold off 20 years later in the 80s, and she was stripped to the bulkheads in the 1990s, leaving her to sit for almost 30 years without any form of repair. Well, any form of significant repair. They kept her afloat and moored on the dock, but that was just about it. A couple of generators were kept online to keep the bilge pumps running, but she pretty much is in the state she is in today because she was left alone for nearly 30 years, being passed from organization to organization, none with the funding able to restore her. Now, just as we towed her 2,000 miles to get her environmentally cleaned, the lead paint sandblasted off, remove the 2 funnels, and get her ready to become an artificial reef without causing any damage to local wildlife, there has been an upheaval of voices trying to save her. And I can't say that I totally disagree with them. She's a beautiful ship. The last of the Titanics is the way I like to think of her, even though she's a little bit more modern, a little bit better built, a little bigger, a little more seaworthy, obviously. It is a shame to see her go. But after sitting at that pier for 30 years, there's really only 2 options. Either we preserve her as the world's largest man-made reef, or they start cutting her apart and they scrap her. So when it comes down to the decision between scrapping and turning into a dive that we can all enjoy, I'll take the dive every time.